welcome to the deep dive. We try to cut through the noise and give you what you need to know. Today, we're diving into Augusta Precious Metals. They're a pretty big name if you're looking into gold and silver IRAs.
Yeah, and our source here is a pretty detailed market research summary. It's from Doug Young over at the Gold IRA Company's bulletin. So our goal today is really to pull out the key insights from that review. What they offer, their reputation, how they actually work with customers.
Right. And whether you're totally new to precious metals or, you've been following the space for a while, stick around. We think you'll find some surprising stuff, maybe even a laugh or two. We're focusing on the what, why, and who behind Augusta, really trying to set a clear picture. Okay, so let's start at the beginning. Augusta Precious Metals, founded back in 2012, right, by Isaac Nuriani, the CEO.
That's right. And from day one, it seems their focus was really specific. Helping retirement investors, specifically helping them protect savings with physical gold and silver in IRAs. They apparently saw this gap, felt that regular folks weren't always getting the full story on the economy, or maybe about alternatives like gold and silver from, say, their traditional financial advisors.
Interesting. So they spotted a need for more information.
Yeah.
How did that shape what they actually do for customers?
Well, it pushed them heavily into education. The review mentions extensive blogs, video content, and this unique free one-on-one web conference they offer. Education seems really central to their whole model.
And who are the main people behind this? You mentioned the CEO.
Right, Isaac Nuriani. The review notes he graduated from UCLA, honors in economics. His goal, it says, was to empower people with knowledge about economic policies, feeling they often favored big institutions. He's big on transparency, ethics, part of the ICTA, ethics.net. But the other key person highlighted is Devlyn Steele. He's their director of education. Harvard-trained economist. He actually designed that web conference we mentioned. And here's a fascinating bit from the review. He apparently predicted the 2008 financial crisis and the gold and silver surge that followed. Been in finance for 30 years, processed over $2 billion in assets.
Wow. Okay. Predicting 2008? That's definitely more than just a surprising fact. It really makes you think about the kind of insight you'd want from someone advising on market protection. It's a good reminder for you, the listener, to really check the credentials and track record of any advisor. So where is Augusta now?
They're based in Casper, Wyoming, according to the source. Got a satellite office in Beverly Hills, too, known for that clear education, transparency, apparently competitive prices, and this commitment to customers for the lifetime of your account. And importantly, they specialize. Just gold IRAs and cash accounts for physical gold and silver. They haven't branched out into, tons of other things.
That focus is interesting. Okay, origins and philosophy covered. But let's talk reputation. In finance, trust is everything, right? And the review suggests Augusta really stands out here.
It really does seem that way. They've picked up some significant awards. Money Magazine named them Best Overall Gold IRA Company for 2023, 2024, and 2025. Investopedia gave them Most Transparent Pricing for 2024 and 2025. And TrustLink, Best of for 6 years straight.
Those are some heavy hitters. Now, what about the independent ratings? This is where you often see the real customer sentiment. The Better Business Bureau, the BBB, the nonprofit focused on trust, gives Augusta an A+, plus 4.92 out of 5 stars from, 86 reviews. But here's the kicker, and this is highlighted in the review. 0 customer complaints ever, opened or closed. 0. And the Business Consumer Alliance, the BCA, which has its own complex rating system, same story. AAA rating, 0 complaints, all time.
Yeah, that 0 complaints figure is pretty striking across the board. It's consistent elsewhere, too. TrustLink, 5 stars, nearly 300 reviews from confirmed customers. Trustpilot, which is known for being pretty independent, gives them a 4.8 from about 187 reviews. Consumer Affairs, 4.9 from 137 reviews. Google Business Profile, also 4.9, and that's from 549 reviews.
Okay, that 0 complaints thing across major platforms like BBB and BCA. It's mentioned repeatedly in the review. What does that level of satisfaction really tell us based on the source analysis, especially in finance where, let's be honest, complaints happen?
Well, it's more than just a good score for Augusta, right? The review implies it's kind of a benchmark for you, the listener. It shows the kind of customer service and tight compliance that maybe should be standard. It's a tangible thing to look for. And the positive comments echo this. People rave about the service, the info, the conference, the long-term support. They also mention the account setup being surprisingly smooth, with help from different departments. And transparency on pricing and compliance comes up a lot.
But no company's perfect. The review does mention some minor negative feedback, things about pricing and delivery. Can you unpack that a bit? And what should you, as a potential customer, think about these points?
Sure, the negatives are mostly comments, not formal complaints, mind you. And they tend to focus on price, basically, how Augusta makes its profit, or sometimes delivery taking longer than expected. On pricing, Augusta points to the bid-ask spread. That's pretty standard in the metals market, the difference between buying and selling prices. Transparency there seems key. For delivery delays, they apparently cite rare, unforeseen issues, and customers seem satisfied with the explanations. But the overall positive to negative ratio is something like 98%. The review suggests this likely comes down to their focus on compliance and those independent audits they do.
Okay, that makes sense. So switching gears slightly, let's talk about the actual product. Gold and silver IRAs, what are they exactly? And why would you even consider putting gold or silver in your retirement account?
Right. So gold and silver IRAs, often just called Gold IRAs, are basically self-directed IRA accounts. The IRS approves them. Self-directed just means you make the investment choices inside the account, unlike maybe a standard IRA managed by someone else. These let you hold physical gold and silver bullion, actual coins and bars as part of your retirement savings, diversifying away from just stocks and bonds. And a neat thing is you can often roll over funds from an existing retirement account like a 401k into one of these. You don't necessarily need new cash, and it doesn't change your annual contribution limits.
Not needing new cash is a big plus. So the why. The review mentions hedging gold and silver sometimes move inversely to stocks, potentially protecting you in downturns or against inflation. Plus, historically, they've shown long-term growth potential, good for diversification. And as you said, you can use existing retirement money. Tax benefits too, right? Depending on the IRA type.
Exactly. Tax-advantaged growth or tax-free withdrawals, depending if it's a traditional Roth or SEP IRA. But there are rules, important ones. They follow the same IRS regulations as any other IRA contribution limits, RMDs later on, penalties if you take money out too early. And you can only hold specific IRA-eligible coins and bars. No collectibles, like rare old coins. You can hold other things in the same self-directed IRA, those stocks, bonds, even real estate, potentially. You need an official IRA custodian to manage the account Augusta prefers Equity Trust Company. And the physical metal must be stored in an IRS-approved depository. Augusta uses Delaware Depository mainly, which has vaults in several states, NY, CA, OHDE, UT.
Storage is a big question people have. Are the metals safe there? What happens if the storage company has issues?
Good question. The metals are stored fully allocated. That means your specific bars or coins are set aside, in your name. They aren't just pooled together. This is crucial. It means if the depository had financial trouble, your metals aren't on their balance sheet. They belong directly to you. That's a layer of security. Plus, they're insured, usually with a comprehensive policy like from Lloyd's of London. Key rule: you absolutely cannot store your IRA metals at home. Has to be the depository. Also, with Augusta, there are no account management fees because it's self-directed, and they cover shipping and insurance when you buy.
Okay, there are definitely rules and steps involved.
Yeah.
With all that complexity, how does Augusta actually make it, well, easy for someone? The review mentioned a specific process.
Yeah, they call it an assembly line approach. The idea is they handle about 95% of the paperwork with you. It starts with their education department, learning about the economy, gold's role, things your regular advisor might not cover.
Then that web conference you mentioned.
Exactly. Step 2 is that free one-on-one web conference with the info designed by Devlyn Steele. Customers seem to really value this, calling it the crowning jewel. Then step 3, you get a personal customer success agent. They walk you through opening the account, funding it, picking metals. The IRA processing team helps with the forms. Step 4 is the Augusta order desk. They give you the details on specific gold and silver options, including some purer coins from Canada. And finally, step 5 is the confirmation department. Just a clear, official phone confirmation to lock everything in, designed to be pretty straightforward.
That process sounds thorough. So stepping back, in a market with other gold IRA companies, what really makes Augusta unique, according to this review?
Well, a few things stand out repeatedly. First, that commitment to transparency, compliance, and trust. They get awards for transparent pricing, clear agreements. They have a serious compliance setup, third-party administrator, outside lawyers, voluntary audits. Investopedia recognized their pricing transparency. And they even have this pledge to go further than the law to protect customers.
And that zero complaints record at the BBB and BCA keeps coming up. It's hard to ignore that.
Absolutely. It's a huge data point. Then there are the special incentives, like getting free gold when you open an IRA. You can choose an American Eagle or another coin. And this other thing the review says Augusta is the only company they observe doing this. They might cover your custodian and storage fees for up to 10 years if you qualify. That's significant savings. They also offer guarantees, highest buyback, 100% satisfaction, even a 7-day money-back guarantee.
And the education piece seems fundamental, especially that unique web conference.
Definitely. Plus, account lifetime support, showing they stick with you after the sale. Their specialization as Gold IRA specialists means focused expertise. Their fees are flat rate, too. $50 setup, $30 wire, $80 annual admin, and then storage is $150 for segregated or $100 for non-segregated per year. Flat fees are often better long-term than fees based on a percentage of your assets, especially if your account grows, and always free shipping and insurance on purchases.
Okay, so with all that in mind, who is Augusta actually best for? If you're listening, trying to figure out if this fits you, what does the review suggest?
It lays it out pretty clearly. Augusta seems particularly well-suited if you're just starting to learn about precious metals. Why? Because of all that personalized education and the step-by-step process. But interestingly, it's also noted as valuable for people who already know a lot about metals. They might get deeper economic insights and strategic advice on using gold and silver specifically for retirement protection. And also for anyone who feels a bit nervous about alternative assets, the transparency, the compliance focus, the ongoing support, it's designed to build trust.
Makes sense. But every option has considerations. The review highlights one pretty significant potential limitation. That $50,000 minimum investment, that's not insignificant. For someone just starting out, that might seem like a big jump. Does the review give any context for why that threshold might be there?
Yeah, that $50,000 minimum for either an IRA or a cash purchase is called out as the main potential drawback. It definitely means Augusta is geared towards people with, higher overall savings. The review doesn't spell out the exact reason for that number, but in specialized markets like physical precious metals, dealing with the logistics, storage, insurance, it often makes more sense for companies to focus on larger accounts. It's a common practice. Other minor points mentioned: they only operate in the US and Canada, no international sales, and you can't add metals you already personally own into an Augusta IRA. But overall, the review strongly suggests the positives, especially for their target client, far outweigh these limitations.
Okay, so wrapping this up, we've really dug into Augusta Precious Metals today. Looked at their focus on education, their transparency, and that, frankly, remarkable zero complaints record highlighted in the review. Plus those unique perks like potential fee waivers and even free gold.
Yeah, and zooming out a bit, this deep dive really underlines how important things like customer education and solid compliance are for building trust, especially when you're dealing with complex financial products. We've seen how Augusta, according to this review, tries to make diversifying with physical metals simpler, offering support long after you've opened the account. Their approach, as detailed here, really serves as a useful case study for what you might look for in any provider in this area.
So what's the takeaway for you? We've laid out the facts, the benefits, the things to consider based on this comprehensive review. Hopefully this equips you with better knowledge to evaluate not just Augusta, but any precious metals company you might be considering.
And that brings up a crucial question, really. How do you take findings like these, even a very positive review like this one, and apply them critically to your specific situation, your finances, your comfort level, your goals? Because remember, while this source painted a strong picture of Augusta, doing your own thorough research, maybe looking at a few companies, understanding the broader market, that's always smart. The real value isn't just hearing the information, it's using it thoughtfully to make the right decisions for your own retirement future.
Couldn't agree more. Keep that curiosity going, keep asking the tough questions, and keep digging into what really matters for your financial well-being.